Hi guys, welcome back to another Bourbon Santa video. And today we're going to be trying a store pick double rye that was finished in Scotch barrels for darn close to 2 years, 1 year and 10 months. It doesn't say what kind of Scotch barrel, but as you can tell, I've had a little. It's a smoky Scotch. Let's find out what we can see. Now I have here regular double rye for us to compare it to and kind of get a baseline for where the rye flavors should be. And then we can see the difference between these two. So here's the double rye, regular double rye. Very standard rye notes. I gotta tell you, rye is kind of growing on me a little bit. The more I do this, the more I taste rye. I was never a big rye guy. And I'm still not a big rye guy. But the more and more I taste it, the more I'm starting to appreciate it. Before, it just came off so prickly and sharp that I didn't enjoy the flavors. And it's just growing on me a little bit. It's very evergreen. It's very Christmassy. Minty, maybe a little effervescent. Maybe a hint of eucalyptus even. Yeah, eucalyptus. There's some sweetness hiding behind all that, but it's so bright and green, and I don't mean young green, but just green, like rye green. My mind immediately goes to like an evergreen Christmas tree. Okay, let's taste it real quick, and then we're going to start nosing the Scotch finished store pick. It is sharp with the rye notes. They're really tingling on the left side of my tongue for some reason. It's pretty standard rye. There's some sweetness and vanilla, a little bit of caramel. It's oily. It's pretty oily. Like it has a really coating mouthfeel. It's definitely an oily whiskey. It's not my favorite rye. I can tell you that right off the bat. Not my favorite rye. This is probably not even in my top 5 favorite ryes. But it's good. It's not bad. It's just not great. Let's move on to the store pick. Those evergreen, effervescent notes are really tamped down by the Scotch. They're there. They're just now in the background behind a really nice smoke. And the smoke comes across. It comes across as somewhere between a Highland Scotch and an Islay Scotch. It doesn't have the real maritime iodine, notes that you get on Islay, but it also doesn't have the really dry, brittle smoke of a Highland peat bog smoked whiskey. This is somewhere in between. And God knows what they did. They don't say. It was just one barrel of a Scotch from somewhere. It kind of hits me like Highland Park. It kind of hits me like one of the North Islands. That's interesting. I might have to go grab another bottle of Highland Park and compare it and see if what I'm getting is what I think I'm getting. But that's kind of what I'm getting, is that feel. It's not Islay, but it is kind of salty. It is kind of oceanic. There's that little bit of ocean feel to it, kind of ocean breeze, if you will. But it's not like brackish and mossy. It doesn't feel. It feels different than that. It feels like clean, clear ocean. It's really interesting. Really interesting. It's a fascinating whiskey to smell because it keeps changing in the glass. It's just like being at the ocean and breathing the salt air, it keeps changing with every gust of wind. You get slightly different aromas and different sensations. That's what I get on this. And it could just be a really nice Highland, but I do pick up some of that salinity, some of that kind of salt water notes. There's also a semi-metallic, semi-plasticky sweetness in the background, which is also making me lean towards Highland Park, because I kind of get that note on Highland Park. But I do also get that note on some Highland scotches. So, I don't know. Oh, that has got a beautiful smoke to it. Wow. That is a beautiful amount of smoke. It's whenever someone asks me what smoky Scotch I think that they should try first, I always say Lagavulin 16. Because, I mean, a lot of people think that Lagavulin 16 is going to be really overpowering and really, really, really smoky. It is very smoky, but it's not overpowering. And it's not overpowering because it's been in the barrel for 16 years. When you try some of the younger, really smoky Scotches, the smoke is super in your face, super harsh. As they age in the barrel, the peat levels go down. And so you get a less smoky, but a more nuanced and flavor-filled situation. This is similar to that to me. It reminds me of that because there's so much nuance happening, especially on the palate. Now, when I go back to the nose, I'm getting some caramels and some vanillas and some brown sugar along with that smoke. It's almost like you're smoking a maple glazed or a honey coated or brown sugar coated ham next to the ocean. Oh, that's so nice because you get a really nice rush of smoke, and then right behind that you have a nice layer of your rye. Your rye is still there. It's not so overpowered that it's gone. It's just not in your face anymore. It's like the basis on which all these other flavors are riding. Wow, that is great. Finished store pick High Wests are always worth the risk. Always. I've never seen one that wasn't special. Now, they're not always mind-blowing, they're not always phenomenal, but they're always interesting. So I wouldn't pass up an opportunity to buy a store pick High West, ever. As it is, I've got a couple bottles of this stacked away for the future, and I'm probably going to grab a couple more before they're all gone. Anyway, High West special editions are amazing. Midwinter Night Dram. This one, these are whiskeys that really got me deeper into rye. And I'll always be thankful to High West for that. It's an interesting journey. Whiskey is a fabulous thing to get into. Such a good hobby. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, have a great day. And go down to the description below and check out my Patreon page. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on over there. Talk to you soon.